So, Jay, a disappointing result here again. What's your take on today's performance?
Yeah, obviously it is disappointing when you lose a game of football. We obviously set up to try and win every game. I think we started bright again, similarly to last week, albeit we had a disrupted substitution obviously last week. That probably sent the game into a chaotic mess. This week it didn't. Like I said, thought we got good pressure on our back line early. Thought we turned them over and we created some moments. And on another day, if Tia Primmer's shot goes in the back of the net, it's a different story and we've got a goal from it. And unfortunately, it comes off the crossbar. But I felt like it gave us energy, and I felt like they were trying to force the ball through our block, and I thought our structure against the ball was really strong. And then unfortunately a moment, a individual detail, and I think out of the 4 goals we conceded so far this season, I think 3 are avoidable. Jazz has obviously played inside to G, and it's punched back foot to turn, and she can't turn there, and we lose it in central spaces. And when you're losing it when they've got players like Ingle, Sadler, Sadler, and players ahead of the ball, get a fortuitous nick in the box, and it ends up in Jess's goal. So I think, yeah, then we had to obviously get ourselves back into the game, and I think second half we probably could have played a little bit more and tried to play and gain territory through the half spaces, and we didn't. We obviously carried on going long, and it's a big pitch here, and our players are getting tired. They're bringing on obviously quality players to see the game out, and unfortunately we have a kind of a lapse in a box, and it's ended up 2-0.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned Tia Primmer's shot that hit the crossbar. Another big moment in the first half was Jess Gray's penalty save after kind of being in the wars a bit in that first half. How good was that to see from her?
It was, and it's a disappointing one when you see it back. I think we talk about sustained holding, and how long is sustained. Maybe that's the grey area. 2 players have collided, and obviously the penalty's given, but Jess has set herself really well there. Done a lot of work with Lee and the analysts behind the scenes to save that. So obviously that then gave us a little bit of momentum going into half time, and it was positive at half time. The talks, we knew we probably needed to get pressure on the back line earlier and quicker to prevent the ball in beyond the back line. And then when we had the ball, we had to exploit the half spaces. Centre halves could step in. We were looking to diag, and it was going straight down the line of the keeper, and we probably just needed to keep it better and try and break them down. So listen, there's still areas that we need to develop and improve upon with the group we have. We've obviously made 3 changes today, and that disrupts in its own self, but proud of each player that was on the pitch today, and it's just fine-tuning them details now.
Obviously looking forward to next week back at Fratton Park, where we had kind of a lot of success in the latter stages of last season.
Yeah, no, and it's going to be a great occasion. Obviously, we look forward to it. Playing at Fratton, like you said, we had 2 real good games there in Sunderland and Blackburn, and we like it. We like the service. We like obviously having our fans down there, and it's probably more accessible to get there. And it's a big game. Listen, we're going to make no qualms about it. We understand Sheffield getting a point today is a good point for them, and even though it is early, these games mean so much to us to get points on the board, especially when we're at home in front of our home fans. So yeah, listen, like I said to you, there was disappointing result, disappointing elements within the game that we'll unpick tomorrow when the players are back in. However, there are still positives that we can build upon, we can take, we can extract, and we can utilise for a good solid week's prep before we go at Fratton against Sheffield on Sunday.